down the line, go ahead and introduce yourselves and what your first gig in the entertainment industry was.
Hi, my name is Ceremy Evans, and my first job in the industry was a print ad for BC Ferries.
I'm Monique Krieber, and I think my first job was a little earlier than your first job, but back in Winnipeg days, most of the things that I did in the beginning were as a singer, and then I've only been in Vancouver for about the last 20 years, so it's ranged from management to singing to acting and voiceover, and I'll pass it along.
Hi, I'm Michelle Krieber. Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay, I am Michelle Krieber, and my first job in the industry was actually something that my dad did. So I was 4, and I got to play the voice, a little animal. Actually, I think a couple little animals, and that's what introduced me to voice acting and singing professionally.
So little pony?
I think it was a swan.
I think it was a swan, yeah.
Swan.
Yeah.
I am Gabriel Brown or Black Griffin. I don't remember what my first thing was.
Probably something musical. I've been singing for a long time. But yeah, I think my first thing I did that was broadcast was an ad for figure skating.
Hi, I'm Andrea Lidman, and my first job was a TV movie with Linda Carter, who played Wonder Woman. She was my mom, and I was her daughter. And that was my very first job. I was 6 years old.
All right. So, as you see, they all come from fairly diverse backgrounds, but one thing, all of them are voice and singing. Just first question, really, was this something that you grew up wanting to do, or did you just stumble into it?
For me personally, as long as I can remember, performing or being an entertainer was the only thing I ever really wanted to do. But how I got into it, I guess, was just watching a lot of Disney movies and mimicking and playing make-believe. And I think growing up, I did it more as a hobby, but as I got older and older, I realized it really was something that I truly loved and really wanted to do as a career. And there was really nothing else that I ever really considered, so that's how I got here.
And I was similar to that. I always wanted to be involved in the entertainment industry, primarily as a singer when I started out, and I also played keyboards, and then it expanded from there, but I don't remember and teaching also. I enjoy coaching people, but I wanted to do that from when I was a really young age. And in my family, I was the oldest of 4 kids, and neither parent was involved in the entertainment industry. My dad did perform a little bit just for fun at parties and that kind of thing, but I really had to be like the cutting edge of our family of how, as compared to Michelle, who grew up with 2 professional parents in that industry. I really had to sort of suss it out for myself. So that's one thing that might be different for some people than others.
Well, yeah, what Mom was saying, I just grew up with that. That was my atmosphere since the day I was born. And I listened in on all Mom and Dad's music classes. It's just been a part of me for a very, very long time. And so I did that thing with Dad, and then I was like, I want to do this on a professional scale. Of course, that's how I talked when I was 4. I want to do this little professional job. Please, Mother, take me to the studio. But yeah, I was always really driven to just get into it professionally, and then I started doing more things around like 6 or 7. So yeah, it's always been a part of my life.
I wanted to be a marine biologist. Seriously. But I loved singing and doing that stuff, but same hobby. It was just fun as a hobby. Yes. Because of George Costanza, is what she said. But I kept doing it, and I think it was actually in the Navy, because I joined the Navy for special operations, and I did some of that, and I broke my leg. Yeah, that's the sound of peanut melody, isn't it? Navy, I'm a peanut, yes I am. So, I eventually ended up in the Navy music program because I can't escape. And the music, I got the music in me. And I realized I can still like scuba dive and do all the stuff that I wanted to do as a job for fun if I'm traveling the world performing. And so I thought, I'll just keep doing this.
For me, it was a little bit more, I don't know, of a stumble. Maybe that I'm still doing it is kind of a stumble. I'm just stumbling through life. But my dad is a musician as well. So it wasn't, and he actually was a musician. His dad, my grandfather, had an orchestra. My dad played in it when he was a kid. So it wasn't that weird for me to be working as a kid in our family. It was just sort of like my dad had done it, so it was a natural thing to do. And when I was young, everyone would always say, "Oh, you gotta get her in that film business," because I was really a ham. And so it was great when I was a kid. I loved it. I never thought of it as work. It was just fun. You know, I got to miss school. It was just yeah, really. I remember actually where we live, there's something called outdoor school. And then one year, when you're in grade 4, you have to go and sleep in this log cabin called the Big House. And I didn't want to do that. It seemed weird to me. So I told my mom, I'm going to book something. She goes, "No, you have to go and sleep at the Big House. You have to." Sure enough, I tried extra hard and booked a job on a TV show or something like that so that I didn't have to go. Yeah, exactly. So when I'm motivated, I can really, but then as I was growing up, I always thought that I'd do something academic. I figured my voice would change. So I went to study engineering, because as you do. And it was just kind of all timing, because that's what it is. There's lots of ups and downs in our business, and it just happened. I was kind of working on and off throughout university, which was great because that's how I paid for it. And then not long after I graduated, I got a job on this show called My Little Pony.
What's that?
It was kind of a good job. It kept going. And it's still going. So right now I'm an actor, but who knows what the future holds? Because it is we'll speak to that today on this panel. How many people in the audience are interested in a career in the arts and entertainment? Yeah, very cool. How many people are working in that field already? Woo, great. Yes, we have lots of tidbits, but it's a roller coaster, I'm sure you'll all agree. Yeah. Well, exactly. That's why you're here.
Yeah.